Grand Horizons, brought Shalom. So, this is uncommon. This is very unusual. It's the Sabbath. Usually, I don't make any type of efforts to do any work on the Sabbath, but I guess the Lord is pouring His Spirit out in me because I just did one last night before going to bed, and then I decided to do one as soon as I woke up. And I woke up to finding out that Cicely Tyson had died. Now I know most of y'all probably like I'm late, but I don't go on social media or really be searching the internet like that for things like that. So that's why I didn't really get that news until now. And God does everything as He supposed to. He's a very timely God, and I guess it was His time for me to find out. Now, when I seen it, I immediately tears just immediately came to my before I just read "Rest in Peace, Cicely Tyson," and the tears began to form. And then I watched a eulogy at Maya Angelou's funeral, and then her last interview, and a couple of other videos about her. And the waterworks came running out. The snotty nose came. Oh yeah, men cry, especially me if you haven't seen my video yet. I let them tears go. You gotta let them go so you can move them forward. Um, but what made me cry was because it brought me back to a time. Brought me back to a time not too long in my lifetime where for most of y'all might be a while ago. It's right about like a couple, maybe several decades, a few decades ago, that this happened. That I'm talking of, I'm speaking upon. But it was a time when we were good. We were bad, but we were better. A time where women were on the streets, but women still were in the church. They still were in the school. They still were in the households, teaching and guiding and raising kids, young black kids like myself. Now, on the last video I made last night, I mentioned about being raised by the community, by the teachers. A lot of about in the churches. A lot of those people were women. Many of them was women. My grandma was. She immediately came to mind. Why? Because she's the reason I knew about Cicely Tyson. The first movie I ever seen Cicely Tyson in was Roots, not the new Roots, but the real Roots, and she was the grandmother of Kunta Kinte. My grandmother put me on that movie along with Sounder and many other Cicely Tyson movies. This was my grandmother, and she was a very, very inspirational part of my life. Most of the things that I do now in my life is because of her. God is because of my grandmother. She prayed for me. She the reason I made it through. Forgive me. Been getting a little emotional lately. I know y'all. Um, so, um, she also taught me how to draw. I draw. I'm a drawer as well, and she was one of the first people who ever showed me how to do that. We would sit and do crossword puzzles with her on Sunday. I was watch movies, TV shows such as Oh Yellow, The House on the Prairie. Most of y'all probably don't know about that. Y'all probably like, how old is this guy? Very old, very old. The Color Purple, all with my grandma. And all those movies have some very predominant black women in them. And that was my mom. That was my grandmother. She did that all. That was all her. And when she left, the only woman whose funeral I ever spoke at, only person funeral who I ever spoke at, because she deserved that honor. I felt like no one was doing her justice, so I had to give her that honor. Ooh, give me a second, y'all. Okay, so I'm back. Very emotional. Realization. Cicely Tyson. So it's hit me. So my grandmother was one of the women in my life that was super impressionable on me, if not even the most, even outside of my mom's. And so this is really, it really hits me in so many ways with Cicely Tyson's death, because the fact that it has so much connection with the black woman in my life, or a black woman in my life that was very inspirational in my life. I remember when I went to the military, and I went to the Navy, and my ex girlfriend at the time, she went to the Air Force, slightly after me. And she had signed up before me, but she wound up going slightly after me. And I remember my grandma wrote me a letter. My grandma was one of the only people who wrote me all the time, and I have a lot of her letters. And I want y'all to see this. Y'all see these? These are my pajamas. I just woke up. This is the last. My grandma gave me these pajamas. I wear them now. She died in 2013, and I still have these same pajamas along with a jacket that's pretty much should be thrown away, but I'm still wearing it because it's her, because it's my memory to her. And she wrote me a letter, and it says that me and my ex girlfriend was her inspiration. This lady had 50 years on me. 50 years, my senior, seniora, and she told me I was her inspiration. Wow. Now that I think about it, that is serious. Cause she don't even know how much she inspired me. To be a black woman in the time she grew up, Cicely Tyson grew up, Maya Angelou grew up, was very trying. And them women were strong, and I mean my grandmama was strong. And it's seen today now with my family as she is gone, and how that glue has fallen apart. And I've realized lately that it was people like them who kept people like us. When I say people like us, I mean people like us moving, going alone, continuing to survive. And we're missing that. We're lacking that right now amongst our black women. Now I'm gonna call this out. This is a prophetic. This is a prophetic word. Yes, I'm a prophet among things too. Maya Angelou and Cicely Tyson. I don't know what's going on with this phone, but for some reason it keeps cutting me off. Um, and I think because that prophetic word was for to come out. Um, those people were very influential at the time. And mark my word, this is a prophetic word. The next people in line, one of the next black women in line, and most people might not know this, they might not see it. It's going to be, I promise you, it's going to be as powerful as Cicely Tyson. When she get to her age, it's going to be not Oprah Winfrey. I'm no. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm calling it out. Oprah Winfrey has sold her soul for fame. So it's not gonna be her. It's not gonna be Whoopi Goldberg. She right along with Oprah Winfrey. I think she called Christiana Voodoo. Lost herself. She done lost it. It is gonna be Angela Bassett. Mark my word, Angela Bassett is gonna be just as powerful as Cicely Tyson when she get up into her age. Mark my word, that lady is gonna be serious. Also, right now, my generation, the 80 babies, more so the early 80 babies, and some of the late 70 babies, the 1980 babies, early 1980 babies, and then late 1970 babies. They're calling us Zennials. We're not millennials. Because we're lumped into that, but we different. We didn't grow up with all the computers like most people did. I mean, it was there, but not like the millennials actually do. So they call us Zennials. That little group between the millennials and generation the one before us, what it was, Generation X. And the millennials, we fall right there as zennials. The X and millennials, zennials, with a X, not a Z. And that group of people, our time is up now. We're the ones right now. If you're an 80s baby or a late 70s baby, probably around the 1970, I'll say 77 at the most, maybe 78, all the way to like 1985 ish. That's the latest. Literally, I would say 79 to 83. That 4 year group right there. Uh, that's the group I'm really referring to. But we got some 77s and 85 people who fits in there as well. That era, we're up now. It's our time. We're the ones who are going to be moving this time, this era, this period of time that we're living in for it now. Our time is now. We're up, and for all of those who are listening, and whoever else want to listen to this too, we have to bring back a culture that was about things more so than what it is now today, because we're falling and we're failing our predecessors. People like Angela Maya Angelou, and I said Angela Maya, maybe that's the person too. Maya Angelou and Cicely Tyson. We're failing them. We're really failing those who have come before us and paved the way for us. Aretha Franklin. We need to start. We need to start holding ourselves accountable to the youth, the people who are coming after us, the people who are going to precede us. We had that. I don't know about the 90 babies and the 2000 babies. I can't speak for how influential the people at their time was, but I can tell you for a fact that if you in that period that I'm calling, we had a grand amount of people who we can look up to, who I think if they seen us today will be truly disappointed in what we got going on, because we've lost ourselves to the world, to the internet, to social media, to all this is sin, pretty much to the world. Anything that we would had been taught back then that was not to be done, we're doing. Anything that we was told to do, we're not doing. We've forgotten where we came from. And I'm here to say right now that we got to change that, because I know for a fact, growing up in the period and era I did, that we were not left, we were not neglected. We had people who cared. Either it was the people in our communities or the people we seen on TV that was pushing us forward to become something greater than just what the world said that we were supposed to be. It's time for that greatness to start shining. And I'm not talking about this. And I'm loving that women are going natural. Trust me. Anybody who knows me, my ex, who I mentioned in this video, will all say I've been promoting that my whole life. Natural is beautiful. I remember when they first came out with perms. And that other thing that killed the woman hair, I don't know if y'all remember that, the little knot perm thing. Now, they had things before perms, trust me. Hot combs, straighten hair. Trust me, I seen it all. But perms was the killer of the woman, the black woman. So, I have a video where I employ the black woman, but now I'm addressing you in the black community and people in my era. It's time for us to start shining and showing the light that God has placed in front of us, and start not promoting and congratulating the nonsense that's going on today. Because I see so many of us trying to pertain, trying to be like the youth instead of correcting the youth and guiding the youth, and letting them know like who we are, where we came from. We're the connection glue, the link between Cicely Tyson's and Maya Angelou's and Kiki Palmer's, and those who even younger than that, who's coming up now, And I'm sorry, Kiki Palmer, you was like the youngest one I can think of. I know you're like in your 20s, but I mean the youth that's up now. Um, we're the glue. Our generation is that glue that connects that link. Like they wasn't there, but I can speak on it because I was there, and and so that will connects the two generations. Not watching videos, but literally having that physical presence that connects that other physical young presence to that predecessor, that ancestral presence that we had before. So I'm calling you all out, ladies. You need to close your legs. Stop. Stop giving yourself away. Stop trying to be men. Start holding yourself in high esteem, high value. I mean, lately I've just been seeing just a strong presence of the representation of how much we have fallen down, especially amongst black women, with this bisexuality and this homosexuality and this mentality. I need you to start being females of honor, of pride, of dignity, and start to cover yourself up and showing, being a representation of what our ancestry was. Strong black women who took pride in themselves, who covered themselves up, who didn't give themselves away so easily. And stop being role models to our young women out here in this world. Because you knew better. I guarantee most of your grandmothers knew better. Now, I mean, my generation. I'm not talking about your grandmother's probably was in my mom's age who really didn't know better. So now I got a minute left. So I'm I'm putting out a call to not only black women but to black men to treat the black women right, to not honor when they don't do right, to stop celebrating their promiscuity, and start honoring the women who actually are doing good and showing them this is what we want and this is what black women supposed to be. So I just want to say one more time, rest in peace to Cicely Tyson. God bless her. She lived a good old age. And black woman, I love you, I honor you, and I respect you. But it's time for you to start respecting yourself. Shabbat Shalom. God bless you. I love you all.